Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So I'm coming to you today for my little scrapbook store, and we are doing the October challenge. Now, if this is your first time here, please consider clicking on the subscribe button and the notification bell so that way you're alerted whenever I upload new content. And I created the sketch for the October challenge. So this is it here. It's also going to be on the website at my little scrapbook store, the scrapbook layouts and more. So it'll be there as well. Okay. So definitely jump on over and come join us. So on my live that I did this past Saturday, last week Saturday, I used similar photos. There were one of the cups showing the name of the drink I got, and then me smiling at kind of like the cup. Well, on this one, I'm actually drinking, and I'm holding the cup up kind of in my car window to celebrate, my first pumpkin spice of the season, right? So we're just gonna really scrap sort of like the same day, but just using two different photos. So on these papers here, I cut the one down to 6 by, I want to say 11 inches. I think I took an inch off. And then the other one I did at 4 by 11 inches as well. And then I was going to use the wood strip, but I decided I like the plaid. It's a little bit different. It's on the left hand side with the solid, so it brings a little bit of that white and pattern kind of over there. And then we're going to start laying some things out. So I have some star dies that I cut out some of the pattern paper, and I also cut out a few of gold glitter cardstock. I had like a random piece in my stash, and I cut out 3 stars, one solid, and the actually more stars than that. I did the solid, and then I did two larger ones. I sort of made like a frame, right? So now I'm just kind of laying things out, trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as with this layout. So you can do like I did, where I took the two papers, cut them and trim them. You could make it one solid piece. There doesn't have to be space in between the papers. I just felt like this gives you a lot of options as far as how you want to handle. If you don't want a space in the middle, hey, maybe you might want to put another strip of paper down the center where the two papers are. So it's like two stripes. One's going to be a little bit wider, and then one's going to be a little bit thinner. So it's up to you. There's a lot of different things you can do. And I may even um, wind up doing this again later in the month and turning it on its side. You can do that as well. So there's some options that we have, and of course I'm going to look forward to sharing those with you this month, and I hope you guys enjoy using the sketch as well. Okay, so once I get my layout kind of done, I take a picture using my phone so I can have it kind of up in front of me, and as I put everything back on top, I can put everything basically back in the same place, even though we do wind up changing it a little bit. But you'll see. I like it better with the placement of the I guess it would be the sentiment card or the ephemera piece that I pulled out. It says pumpkin spice and everything nice. So I grabbed a scrap piece of orange cardstock that I had next to me, and I'm just going to trim it down, make sure it's showing enough on each of the photos, and then I just trimmed down a little bit on the length so that way I got a nice even border all the way around. So I think I wound up doing like it was either, yeah, 3 1/8 by 4 1/8, something like that for the mats. So once I'm laying them down, just trying to make sure I got everything lined up and even, I'm going to start laying everything down. Now here's the trick. If you put it on and it's crooked, let me tell you, go ahead and get you another piece of paper and put it right down that center. No one will know. It'll look like it's all one piece. You know what I mean? It's no big deal. everything's going to be okay. So for me, I just made my space between the papers smaller. So it's very thin. And by the time I start adding all the stuff on it, you're not even really going to see if I did get it kind of uneven. It's going to be okay. And now we're going to attach this top piece. And I'm just using tape runner that I got from Michelle's shop. And I'm using art glitter glue, which you can also get from Michelle. Now, as the winter months are getting ready to be upon us, if you guys haven't done it already, you need to order your art glitter glue before it stops shipping, because weather does affect your art glitter glue. Okay, so it's very important. Stock up, have backups. I do. I believe in it because I do not like being in the winter months and not having any of my art glitter glue. It makes me mad. All right, so we got our 2 photos on. So I decided I wanted to use some fun foam to pop up my photo. So the Dunkin' one with just the cup, I'm going to leave flat on the page. And then this one, I'm going to put some tape. And this tape runner wasn't working, so I had to grab the ATG tape. And the tape went down perfectly. Add a little bit of glue. And then we're going to attach that. Now, my mistake that I make here is I forgot that I wanted the star to go underneath my photo. But I'll show you what I do to kind of fix that. Now, I was getting ready to start laying everything back down again. And I was like, you know what? I'm supposed to be putting this stuff down. Let's get it start, making it permanent. And I go so fast, I take the backing off and I go ahead and glue this whole thing down. And that's when I remember, I'm supposed to put that gold star under there. So instead of putting it up in the right, I am going to put that pumpkin spice and everything nice down at the bottom. And you can see my star is not fitting. So what I'm going to do is cut off one of the points and then trim it down. And then just keep pushing it up in until it's fitting all on my page. And no one needs to know that I cut that piece. It looks like I put it right on top. Perfect. And I'm just laying those 3 back. And then I'm going to start gluing down. And I think I wind up adding more stars than what I even have on the layout itself. Have fun with it. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want to do. And if you don't want to do stars, do hearts. If you don't want to do hearts, do circles. Do whatever your heart's content. Whatever you want to lay down as far as your design element, it doesn't matter. That's the best part about sketches. They put things on there to give you ideas of where to put things, but you don't have to use the same shape. I just use stars because that was the easiest one to grab in the program I was using. And I could just make them bigger or smaller and move them around. You know what I mean? So that's what benefited me in the making of it, right? But you can do, you can make them all leaves. That's what I was originally going to do, but I realized I didn't have any dies that were big enough leaves. My leaves are really tiny. They're off to the side. So what I'm doing here is just kind of laying down a few of the 1/2-inch circle punches that I did. And then we're going to grab, actually, I'm probably going to start putting down, I think I put down all the stars already at this point. I'm just putting down some of the circles. And everything is dimensioned with the foam tape. And then some is glued straight to the layout. And you just pick and choose. You'll figure it out. You know what I mean? You'll know. Just inside, you'll be like, oh, I want this one higher. I want this one lower. Whatever you do is going to be right because it's your artistic endeavor, right? You're the one putting it together. So I decided to take this foam word pumpkin, which it was on, I think it's an Amy Tangerine word set from last year, and I wanted to put that up at the top where it says title, and then that saying you can see I put down to the bottom left because it's more like a journaling card. So I wanted it to be somewhere where I could read it, but it didn't have to be prominent. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm laying down some of the leaves that I had cut out using, I want to say it was a silhouette die that I have, but the leaves are super small. And then I'm going to put a little bit of foam, not foam. What are those? Puffy stickers. I'm like, why can't I think? I'm adding a little bit of puffy stickers all around. They had some leaves um, on that sheet that I got from the Amy Tangerine, and then this collection itself also had some sort of like puffy stickers that I'm going to add to. There it is right there. I'm going to grab a couple of the acorns, and I believe there's also a leaf or two that I put kind of sticking out at the top and to the side and the left of my photo. And then we're just going to keep going. So also in this collection, I had some enamel dots. And normally, I'm trying to think. I've been using gemstones, like gems, on a lot of my stuff because I got a lot of the picket fence and the pink fresh gems from Michelle. But since the kit came with enamel dots, I was like, let me just use the enamel dots. And I always use mine in groups of 3. So around the word pumpkin, I'm going to add 3 different sizes and different colors. Over here to the left, I'm going to put down 3 dots of glue, and I'm going to put down the 3 different sizes and colors over there. And then the last one I'm going to put over here. So there's 1 inside the star and then 2 on the outside. And then that's it. I was going to put down a few more, but I was like, I don't want to get too crazy because I could keep putting it on all day. Okay. And then once I did the enamel dots, I'm like, the only thing left to do is the splatter. So I'm just getting some paper. I'm going to tear it and put it over my photo because I'm not controlled when it comes to my splatters. I splatter all over. So we're going to use the gold splatters from Jen Hadfield. I'm going to use the picket fence distress spray stain, and then I'm also going to use the new mica spray from Tim Holtz that came out for the Halloween. The one that we're using is jack-o'-lantern. I'm trying to find it so I can make sure I'm telling you the right name. All right, it should be right here. Of course it's not. Yep, here it is. Yep, and it is jack-o'-lantern. Okay, and with the mica sprays, you definitely want to make sure you mix them up really well to get that pigment off of the bottom. And then I'm just tapping, tap, 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 tap. And that is our splatter. Yeah, I really love doing the splatters at the very end. It just, for me, it definitely just finishes off the layouts. Whether it's a little bit or if it's me doing it, if it's a lot, I think it just turns out really pretty. So thank you guys for joining me today. Make sure, if you haven't already, click over to my little scrapbook store and join the groups and participate in the challenges. There's always a main challenge for the like scrapbooks and layouts, which you can still make cards with, or there's also a card challenge if you're more of a card maker. So we really try to include everybody and not leave anybody out, and it's a great community. Okay, so I'll have links down below. Head on over to Facebook and join the crew, and I will see you guys later this month with a live video. Thank you and have a great day.